Welcome to Thursday Night Talk. This is a show where we discuss the week in Humboldt, the local issues, and the local personalities. I'm Talvi Freed, and I'll be your local host for the next hour. Tonight, our broadcast is originating live from the Arcata Chamber of Commerce Mixer, which is being held here at Access Humboldt's Community Media Center. What is the Arcata Chamber of Commerce? What does it do for its members and the community at large? Well, we're here to discuss that with as many members as possible. We'll be trying to get as many people in here, as many ideas, and it's quite, if you hear that background noise, we've got the actual chamber happening. And you're welcome to join if you can make it down. Well, I'm also here with Gloria Baker, who happens to be the operations and engagement manager for the Arcata Chamber of Commerce. And what can somebody expect if they roll in right now to a chamber mixer?
Well, if you rolled in right now, I mean, you'd expect hopefully some familiar faces, but then also some new faces and good people to maybe get networking with. Good food, local food from the Ville, local beer from Lost Coast Brewery. And just like a good time. There's also always a raffle and good things to like leave here with. So, yeah.
Yes, well, the Arcata Chamber has been around for a very long time, and I know quite a few members are part of different chambers as well. What does a chamber do for the community?
What I've really recognized at a chamber is an ongoing resource for the community in whatever that might mean, whether it's a marketing resource or whether it's just a overall organizational support or networking with other organizations that could get them funding. And it's this I think it's kind of like the semi-middleman of the next step in a lot of businesses, and it's
So I know that you also have your own business as well. Did you want to discuss that a bit before? I know you have a lot to do because you're kind of acting as the lead for the mixer tonight. So did you want to discuss your own business for a moment?
I could.
Please do, because it mentions dogs.
Yeah. Selfless plug. I have a business called Hounds of Humboldt, and I will be opening, hopefully by next summer, a indoor-outdoor dog park and tap room. But until then, I've been doing dog party pop-ups, essentially. I have one coming up April 29th, partnered with the Lager Bar in Blue Lake, and that is just going to be amazing. Dog beer garden, bubbles, Mayday pole, all the things.
How do you feel the chamber has helped or been a part of your business?
I am a very fair person, so I went all the right routes with making my business a chamber member, and going through all the same routes that any other business would to market and all of that. And I think though, having this slight ability to see a little bit more into, commercial properties and who are some real estate agents, and just and that's what anyone can do that. You can call us any day and say, hey, what are some of your real estate agents that you recommend, or accountants that you recommend? And that's been a big thing, is the networks of those ongoing resources and services that you're going to need as a business owner.
Awesome. Yeah. Is there anything you want to say before you run off and take care of your duties?
If you want to join the chamber, you can give me a call tomorrow. I'll be in the office from 9 to 5, and I can talk you through all of the ways that we can help support your business. And it's really a big passion of mine, so I would love to talk about it.
Awesome. Thank you, Gloria.
Thank you.
You can run off now. I know you're yes, you did awesome.
Wonderful.
And now we've got Ken. Is it hammock or hammock?
Hammock.
It is hammock. That's what I thought. You're with the Gondry, but you're also on the board for the Arcata Chamber. Is that correct?
Yeah, the former chair of the Arcata Chamber.
Yeah. So you know the ins and outs of pretty much everything. And Amy, if you want to come sit down too, this will just be a whole in and out of people coming in. So Amy Fowler is from Humboldt Haberdashery. And so since you're both here, I'll just ask you both the questions of Ken, you've been part of the chamber for a while.
A bit now, yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I've been part of it
COVID,
for
let's call it that.
Is that it?
No. Just before, about 2 years. I think I'm on my 4th year now.
Okay, and how do you feel the chamber has helped the communities out right now?
Well, example of COVID, we really helped a lot of small businesses kind of find some pivots. We were representing them on media, giving them some opportunities and eyeballs so that they had some presence. And so, yeah, I think that the chamber is really one of the strongest chambers of commerce in Humboldt.
I agree too. I know there's an event coming up, the 4th of July Jubilee, and that hasn't happened over the COVID times, though it will be happening soon. And what can the city of Arcata look forward to? Because the 4th of July Jubilee is obviously on the 4th of July, though it hasn't happened in a minute.
We're working out some final details, but always go to the website and follow us on social media. As Gloria said, that we're out there with our voice all the time. You're welcome to come as well to the Arcata Chamber, because we have a lot of visitors that trying to find out what they could do in Humboldt, and even the locals can find out a lot of information from us as well.
And what is the Gondry?
The Gondry is a dispensary in McKinleyville. We opened about 3 years ago. We're the first to open with an oxygen bar infused with terpenes, so that we can teach people about this plant and its remarkable properties for healing and wellness. And
what does that do? Like you said, like an oxygen bar?
Oh, it just makes you feel good. Oxygen.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel good.
It just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
And but we've got some exciting news. We're sponsoring an event this year on September 9th and 10th at Halverson Park, where Sarah Bareilles had brought maybe 12,000 people out there.
Yeah, it was wild.
Last year. It was crazy, great. And so we're going to do CannaFest, which we've done in years past.
Yeah, down in southern Humboldt, though, right?
No, that was at Redwood Acre Fairgrounds previously.
That's right.
And so we're bringing it back, but we're in a partnership with the city of Eureka. We've got some funding from non-cannabis companies and sponsors. So that's really the whole community. We're going to have a parade.
Oh, wow.
leading on Sunday, on the 10th. And we've got a lot of B2B activities, a lot of speakers, great music. We celebrate our artists here locally, so they'll be at CannaFest as well. We've got a lot of people coming from all over the country to Humboldt in September for this. And I'd say the other thing we do is we really do support community at the Gondry. We have a jar out when people come into our retail shop in McKinleyville off Central Avenue. And we do, like for example, we've helped fund Weed for Warriors, Black Humboldt, Queer Humboldt. We did McKinleyville Library, Humboldt County Special Olympics, the Breast and GYN Project, EPIC, of course, one of our great environmental groups here, a Companion Animal Foundation, NorCal Pet Rescue, Food for People. This is what we do. We support community as well, and so every month we collect money to give them to help support what they do.
That's amazing. We had a show or a discussion on Thursday Night Talks that discussed about how the cannabis industry was actually kind of in a difficult space for some, and it sounds like you're flourishing. What do you think is the cause of that? Is it just the community interaction, or is it...
We believe if you're connected with community, the community will take care of you and you'll take care of the community. It's really a relationship. And so we even founded, some of the members of the Gondry founded Steve Geeter and Lori Cosgrove, Community Pride and Peace, which you've probably heard. And you can follow on Facebook. We've got about 2,000 members there. So yeah, we serve the community and the community serves us.
Well, fantastic. Thank you, Ken, so much for being on here. You're always amazing. You're always welcome on the show for other topics as well.
Thanks, Talvi.
Yes.
Really good to talk to you today.
It's good to talk to you, too. So I've got Amy Fowler from Humboldt Haberdashery, which is, I feel like you've been making hats. Tell people what Humboldt Haberdashery is and what haberdashery is, first and foremost.
All right. So Humboldt Haberdashery is more than a hat store. It's a combination hat store and craft store. More specifically, a vintage craft store. I source from estate sales at auctions, fabrics, patterns, trims, and hats. So a good portion of my store is full of all vintage sewing, crafting, fabrics, and hats. I do make hats. I've been a milliner for 10 years. I make like Kentucky Derby, wedding, Easter style hats, and then I do have a number of hats by other makers and suppliers, so I can cover all sorts of styles and budget levels.
How long have you been doing that for?
So Humboldt Haberdashery has been a business for 10 years. We've been open for 6 months now at 959 H Street in Arcata at the old Daisy Dry Goods location. I've been there a little over 6 months now. But I have been a business for 10 years online out of my home in McKinleyville, which was quite overtaking, and very glad to have my space back. And I grew my business by selling on Etsy, Amazon, eBay, Walmart.com. I've worked with a number of other platforms with local businesses, and I got into involvement with the Arcata Chamber probably at least 5 years ago by working with the North Coast Small Business Development Center, being an advisor with them, and working with local artists and small and home businesses on e-commerce and e-commerce inventory and processes.
Okay, so when you say you joined with your haberdashery group 5 years ago, because I feel like you were I always know you as an artist.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that you were actually like a hat artist until the haberdashery opened and we had the whole chamber mixer there, which was a lot of fun. You have amazing vintage fabrics. I thought it was incredible, because I don't think I would have gone in there if it weren't for the chamber mixer. Which, not that it's just I live in Eureka mostly. And
right.
Though I was so impressed with the collection that you have for people to create their own, and just it was very vivid. Like, those hats are lovely. They really are. I was like, wow, I'm definitely, when the ladies' hat day comes along.
Yeah, and Easter, it's really fun because people really have fun trying on hats. I've been really surprised about how much of an entertainment location it is for family-friendly event where you can dress up and try on hats. And it is a great space for events. It was really fun having the mixer, and was super honored to be having it there already. And it's got a space in the back too. A lot of people don't know about that. I teach classes. It's also available for rent. I'm doing a special for $15 an hour. Like, if you're an artist or an educator or need a meeting space that you can get together in, it's a huge furnished space. But it's grown. I grew the business. I wanted to learn how to make hats over a decade ago, and it's a really expensive hobby to get the equipment, and I've always been an artist, glass artist, musician, and I don't want to do production work, and I know it turns into that at some point, so I started the supply business so I could afford to make what I wanted to make, and the business literally grew out of like $100 investment 10 years ago, and starting to sell stuff.
I know you're living the dream.
I don't know if I'm living the dream.
How do you feel like the chamber has helped you? Just connecting?
Yeah. When I joined when I was a home business. I took my business. I was working at Tomas in operations and helping them liquidate the company. And so when that closed, I decided I was doing this, as the side hustle, and I took it full time, and I joined the chamber. So that would have been 2017. Early 2017, and it was a way for me to connect with people, because I knew if I'm going to have a home business, I am like never going to talk to people, and I'm going to be stuck at home all the time, and I need to learn to network. And I'm like not necessarily the most social person, so I'm like, all right, if I go to these once a month, and that's how I practice networking. And not everybody knew about that I had this until I opened the store, but it was still like I started with Joellen, and she was super helpful of like hooking me up with people, Molly and them, all with connecting me with other people that, hey, the college has a theater performance that needs something, or this dance troupe or something like that. So that's really why I joined the chamber, for business purposes, but also for personal networking. It's also super impressive how many really small businesses and home businesses right now. Like, I know the Peaches and Pearls opening on the plaza. It was a home business as well, like website, online business like me. That's how a lot of us are stabilizing ourselves. I know I wouldn't be able to support this large space that I'm blessed to have without having the steady orders that I'm getting.
Thank you so much, Amy, for letting everybody know about what you're doing with the haberdashery. And it is really fun to go in and try on hats. I love silly hats, or just really beautiful hats. They don't have to necessarily be silly.
And we do cleaning and repairs too.
And hat cleaning and repairs. I might have a hat for you.
Awesome.
It's full of cat hair. That's the hardest part.
It would not be the first.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Yes. And now we've got Keith Hamer, correct? Flamer, thank you. And you are not director of CR, president of CR.
It depends who you ask, but
it does.
President, yes.
Yes, the president of College of the Redwoods.
Yes.
Which College of the Redwoods has been part of the Chamber of Commerce forever, and Access Humboldt is located at College of the Redwoods.
Yes.
Which some people still don't seem to. I still get people going, isn't it still at the high school? I'm like, I'm surprised you even knew it was at the high school before, though now we have this beautiful space at CR, and I really appreciate when lines went down, you went and checked that out nearly immediately. You've just been great for Access Humboldt.
Wonderful.
Yes. Though you've now been the president for how long?
I've been the president for 6 years.
For 6 years.
I've been here at the college since 2006, almost 17 years.
How have you seen the college change in your time as the president?
I think the function of the college has changed in terms of our direction, but also the fact that our physical footprint has changed so much.
Yeah.
I mean, just actually coming into your doors here,
Right.
I am remembering where my old office used to be and what each office used to be. And now
Was it in this building?
It was.
Oh, wow.
It was right here. But the center of campus is moving,
Yeah.
new buildings, new capital projects, new blood, new feeling to the college is just changing so much.
It feels like the focus of education is changing too with the needs of Humboldt County. And I'm not sure you want to talk about that a bit, but there's new
sure
programs
can.
opening up if you want to.
You sure can, but let's take a look at the larger picture first. Is that education's changing in terms of College of the Redwoods because it has to change. The pandemic has forced us to change so much because students expect something different than what college used to be. So there's a sense of devaluation of college. So we just have to reframe that conversation about what the value of higher ed is. And being CR, we focus not just on career ed, but the humanities. So we make sure that the humanities is interwoven with our workforce development, right? But also the fact that our collaboration with Cal Poly Humboldt has been a godsend to us. It's such a natural connection because our students I would like 100% of our students to transfer to Cal Poly Humboldt. That would make me so happy. But also our systems, although Cal Poly Humboldt is a baccalaureate master's and we're a 2-year school, the systems are so connected because we have the same type of mission, right? So that's changing us a lot as well.
So, how long has CR been a member of the chamber, and how has CR functioned with the chamber involved?
CR has been a part of the Arcata chamber for several years, and why it's important is because we get connected to the businesses, and whenever we go up to make presentations or be part of the chamber itself, we get the feeling of what the community needs us to be, right? Because it's important to us not to be insulated. So by getting out there and talking to our community, we can say, okay, here's what we're missing, and here's what we have to focus on, and here's what we have to let go of, right? So it just helps us be connected to what our community needs from the college. So that's why it's so important that we're at every function talking to lots of people.
Well, I'd imagine that seeing what businesses need for future employees too would have a huge effect on where educational programming is for CR, and sort of vice versa, like what the educational systems are in place in CR, like what people can expect their future employees to know about. Also with hiring education and everything, people going for second degrees, it seems kind of just a symbiotic system.
It truly is, because it's just not what we communicate to our community about what CR offers, but really what they need us to do.
So we're about to go to break, though. Before we do,
Yes.
Do you want to let everyone know just anything about CR or the chamber before we head off to our break?
Certainly, CR is just changing everywhere, both academic programs, curriculum, as well as physical footprint. So we are not the same place, not the same college as we used to be.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Keith.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and I'm Talvi Freed. You're listening to Thursday Night Talks on KZZH. We'll be right back.
You are good.
Welcome back, everyone, to Thursday Night Talk. I'm Talvi Freed, your local host for the next 40 minutes, I suppose. And we are here at the Arcata Chamber of Commerce Mixer. We are going live, headed right outside of our studios. So you're going to notice some background noise, which is perfectly okay. That's everyone enjoying these snacks and beverages and having a good time at the Chamber Mixer, which there's still enough time for people to join us. And I am now here. Yeah, come on down. Come on down. You are definitely very good at the hosting and intro part because I'm here with Valerie Yurs from Keat.
Yes.
And I feel like there's such a huge crossover with that.
I know.
Humboldt
Well, I
and
have to
Keat.
say that it's great to be here in the studio with friends of Keat. Right. Hopefully that's not a conflict of interest to say that, but it's great. And
we wouldn't have you on the show if it was conflict of interest.
You are very good. So yes, I'm Valerie, and I'm development director for Keat TV, which Channel 13, your local PBS station. We are your public media for the North Coast, and you can watch us on the TV, you can watch us online, and there's lots of great things that Keat brings you. But one thing that we really like doing is being a part of various chambers around the county and in Del Norte. It's just a great way to network and meet people, and I love going to mixers because, like I said, I walk into the room and I see all of these people that support Keat, whether they're members, whether they have donated to auctions in the past, whether they are sponsors of shows. There's so many ways that so many people have helped keep Keat a local community-owned public television station, and we're very proud of that fact.
I'm happy for it too. It's so much fun. I feel like people should know that. Tell me about the puppets.
Puppets?
Aren't you the one who used to have puppets during the live shows, or is that somebody else?
No, we never had puppets.
I swear there were puppets.
I would not be against puppets. I would endorse puppets, but we do not currently.
Okay, there was somebody else then that definitely did puppets
That's okay.
during the show.
Puppets are great.
Yes, which I have to
and
say.
that's not to say that there might not be puppets in the future.
There will be puppets. I think what the Arcata Chamber of Commerce needs is more puppets and puppetry, as does this show. Which
that's kind of tricky for a radio program.
Oh, this is going to be on TV.
Oh.
By the way, everyone who wasn't aware, this is also going to be showing on Channel 12, which is...
Oh my gosh.
Which is our station.
They're looking at me right now.
Well, no, we don't show it live, but it will play over the weekend 3 or 4 times, I believe.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, so keep your eyes out on Channel 12. Those who have cable. Those who don't, you can catch us on YouTube. Though,
yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to let everyone listening know, either about Keat and PBS or the Arcata Chamber?
Well, the times, they are a-changing, and I bet that there's not a lot of you out there listening that are sitting down and going, gosh, on Monday night at 8 p.m., it's Antiques Roadshow. I better sit down and watch it. No.
And you know what? How boring
But if that's not your thing, and even if you don't have a television, there's lots of ways that you can still watch Keat, consume our wonderful content. We do have a YouTube channel. We've got our weekly news program that we do called Headline Humboldt. We put it live on YouTube every Friday night. It airs at 7 o'clock after PBS NewsHour. You can download the PBS app on your phone, on your tablet, and you can just open it up and watch public television and Keat shows with the touch of your finger. No television required whatsoever. So, I meet lots of people that say, wow, public television is great, and I do like to support it, but I don't have a TV. And I'm here to tell you that you don't have to miss out on great programs just because you don't have a TV. And we've been doing a lot of local shows as well lately. We just finished up with our second season of a show called What's on Your Bucket List, which features our host Tracy Barnes-Priestley. You probably know her. She's a retired family therapist, and she is a wonderful lady, and she takes local folks 60 and older out around our community to do really great fun things that have always been on their bucket list. So we've got 5 episodes, and you can see people paddleboard, you can see someone shear a sheep, blow a marble, and this is all done in collaboration with these experts in our community, these folks that were, you know, willing to be vulnerable and, you know, put themselves on TV. It is not for the faint of heart, so we're very appreciative. And then we're also working on a second season of Live from the Old Steeple, where we go down to Old Steeple in Ferndale, and
so cool.
you know, we film, we record the shows, and then our editors spend days and days and weeks editing together footage from like 12 cameras. It's kind of ridiculous, but it makes a beautiful show. So we're working on our second season. Our first season we actually like put out into the PBS atmosphere ecosystem, and so that show has actually shown across at least 50% of the United States. 50% of the people that get PBS stations have seen or have had the opportunity to watch Live from the Old Steeple and see our home showcased on a national level. So that was super exciting for us.
That sounds very, very exciting. Thank you so much, Valerie.
It's been a pleasure.
I was like, I feel like I should be calling you Val for some reason.
That's okay.
Thank you so much, Valerie, for being on the show.
My pleasure.
And
see you next month.
I'll see you next month,
or maybe next week at the next.
I'll see you after the show's over.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm not gonna miss the raffle. That's the thing.
Get those tickets. Get the tickets.
I did.
Okay.
Got so many
Maybe I'll
tickets.
have to go buy mine.
Oh, yeah, don't forget to do that. Hi, Megan.
Hi.
So I'm here with Megan Riley, which there were a few transition points I wanted to make for this, though. I'm gonna let you tell everybody what Peaches and Pearls is.
Okay, Peaches and Pearls is an intimacy boutique dedicated to compassion and inclusivity and education. It's a place to be, to come and explore and be curious and have fun.
What kind of fun?
We have adult toys and lubricant and lingerie, and yeah, that pretty much covers it. And bath bombs, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get comfy.
Yeah.
Out there. And what is it, why this business in Humboldt County? Why did you choose to go for this business instead of, say, you know, silk scarves, which is a cool business too, but it's a very different one. I guess it can be related.
I managed a similar business for over a decade, and I loved the work. It made me really happy, and people opening up to you in a way that, like, they're sharing really taboo stuff and really important stuff with you, and it's kind of an honor when people share that with you, and it's been a dream of mine for a really long time.
So you're a fairly new member to the Chamber of Commerce.
Very.
This is your second or third month?
Yes, something like that.
And so what made you decide to join?
I wanted the community aspect, especially because my shop is a little bit on the taboo side, and I like the community and the support from other people.
I think you're definitely going to find some open-minded folks with the Chamber who would love to do collaborations.
Yes, I'm totally into that.
I'm like, did you donate anything to the raffle?
I didn't. I wasn't asked to.
Yes. So every month, different businesses, for those who are unaware, and this happens at most chambers, businesses can bring in an item to donate to the raffle so that people can win, you know, the item or gift certificate or whatever it is. Yeah. And that way people can just hear about it and be like, oh, I didn't know about this, until they win it or hear somebody else win it. So so for future reference,
I definitely
not that I would have dumped all my tickets in there, but you never know. Is there anything else that you want our listeners to know about Peaches and Pearls?
We have a grand opening coming up on the 14th. It's next Friday. And we'll have a drag show, and the ribbon cutting will be at 2, and it should be a lot of fun. The drag show's at 6. So.
Do you know which group it is?
It's mostly the group that's at Septon Trio often.
Okay,
so it's like kombucha and glitterous clitoris and gosh, I can't think of all of them right now. They're all going together in my head.
I'm not sure if all names can be said on air, but that's okay.
Yes, that's true. Oh yeah, that last one. Sorry.
That's okay. I
didn't think about that.
I didn't either when I asked the question. I was like, it'll be fine. Well, thank you so much, Megan, for letting everybody know that this is out there for people. Where is the business located?
It's on the Arcata Plaza.
Okay.
Yeah.
interesting addition to the Arcata
Yes,
Plaza.
yes, we're there for the fun.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, and I will see you at more chamber mixers, and I'll probably see you at your opening.
Awesome.
Is it like a whole ribbon cutting?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'll probably. Be there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Talvi.
Yeah. Say hi to your bird for me.
I will.
Give him treats.
Bye.
Right. And so now I'm here with Kate B. Thank you so much for coming in. If you want to say hi to everybody.
Do you want me to sit over
No,
here?
you can sit right here. We've got a microphone
great.
right there for you. And you're with CB Ceramics.
Yes.
Which let everybody know what CB Ceramics is.
What is CB Ceramics? Well, the C stands for Kate. BE is literally my full last name. So it's just CB and then Ceramics. It's me, myself, and I. My full-time artist endeavor. It's a ceramic business. I make handmade, hand-built, and or wheel-thrown tangible treasures. But I don't just do, mugs and bowls and then glaze them and that's it. Everything generally has a detailed line work. And a lot of my work evolves like we all do. So I started off making a lot of mycological themed items because my background is actually in ecological restoration, botany, and watershed management. But I kind of fell into this.
Right? I was like, that's an interesting transition. You're like, first I'm going, I guess it's very common in Humboldt, like I'm going to be a mycologist and then now I'm going to be a ceramicist. Somehow that makes sense out here. Though, when did that transition happen?
Well, I had my first small business doing native gardening and landscaping for locals. A lot of my clientele were older couples who had large properties. They didn't know what plants were on the property, so I would identify what was on there, promote biodiversity with native populations, remove the invasives, and then they'd invite me into their home for lunch or something and then say, hey, by the way, can you help me organize this? And so I started expanding, doing caretaking, and my leisure on the side was clay. I thought, I'm graduated now, I'm going to just take an art class, because I couldn't afford to do it, on the side because I got to focus on science. So when I started thinking about cutting corners on my job to get to the studio, I thought, well, clearly my heart wants to go there more. What if I lean into that? And so I started splitting my time, and then Instagram was a really big turn. Some people found my work on Instagram and would share it, and it kind of afforded me a large following over the years.
I was going to ask because I was like, you seem really familiar, but I'm not sure that we've actually interacted at a chamber mixer, and it's probably because either I follow you on Instagram or maybe TikTok.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting change, especially within the business community. Were you one that also taught a class? Because I know there's been a few classes of how to manage a social media world through the chamber.
I haven't led any classes like that, but it's definitely been the forefront of my business.
Yeah.
Everything is online. I don't have a shop. I don't offer anything in the local stores. Not that I don't want to, but they ask for 50%.
Yeah.
And so it's just a lot to have taken from me. So I represent myself, but that means I have to do the shipping, the marketing, the photography, the production, which I actually love all of it. So
That's
yay for
fantastic.
me.
So when did you join the chamber?
Last summer. So it's been almost a year now. I started asking myself, because before I got into ceramics, and while I was doing ecological restoration, I was doing restoration projects for the region every Saturday. I was the president of the Natural Resources Club at HSU, and so community service was the cornerstone of my social, but also environmental projects I want to see doing well around me. But once I started doing ceramics, I became insular, started working on myself, my own growth. And I felt like last summer was a time I wanted to reintroduce myself into the community. So how could I do that now? And I thought, I'm actually a small business. Let me join. And I wanted to see body a little more diverse. And so I thought, let me be that diversity and be the voice.
That's awesome. I mean, chambers are making me realize that Arcata chambers are kind of an introvert's dreams for meeting other people involved in the business community. Not that you're necessarily an introvert, But I feel like I've just spoken to quite a few introverts where I am not one.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of an interesting point of this is a great place for people of different personality types and backgrounds to get together. Have you actually been able to collaborate with anybody else part of the chamber?
With my work? Yes, Mother's Cooking.
Oh, yes. Love them.
She's a new member, her and her mother, and we're actually in the midst of collaborating. She does these, I don't know if I'm speaking too soon, but she offers these wonderful tasting experiences, and I went last December, and it was really great, but I saw that there was a lot of opportunity in the dinnerware that she had. And so I said, well, why don't I offer my services so I might be making the future dinnerware for her future tasting experiences.
Oh, that's amazing. I love her food, and
Yeah, I'd love to see.
I think I follow you on Instagram. I love your ceramics. So
It'd be great to incorporate the culture on the dinnerware and tell the
Yeah.
story along with the food.
That is absolutely amazing. Is there any final words you have for any of our listeners out there?
I'm Kate B. I do ceramics. If you didn't know, I also was the other half that did the historic Eureka Chinatown mural.
Oh,
which
that's
I'm
awesome.
really happy about.
Yeah.
And so if you want to check out my work, I can be found at linktree.com/CBE ceramics, and then you'll see other links that lead to my work and my shop.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Yes, and I guess we are ready for our second break of the day. Nope, just kidding. All right. Hi, Logan.
Hello.
Hello. All right. You're Logan Rosselli?
Roselli.
My apologies. And you were from the Cal Poly E-Clubs, and that's Cal Poly Humboldt Economics Club?
Entrepreneurs Club,
Entrepreneurs
actually.
Club.
Yeah.
I love when people give me initials for things. I get to pretend that I'm fully aware of
We
what
thought E-Club might be easier, but then after we were like, wow, that was probably more confusing, actually.
Well, I always thought it had something to do with, online interactions.
Oh, I never even thought about that
Yeah.
as a potential point of confusion before. Maybe we should move away from E-Club.
No, well, I feel like you're so settled in that name now, which let everybody know what it is that you are doing.
Yeah, so the Cal Poly Humboldt Entrepreneurs Club is designed for students who are interested in entrepreneurial activities. So we try to foster that spirit and create opportunities for people to get involved with local entrepreneurs and to be able to learn more about being an entrepreneur. It's a good chunk of us are business students, but we love when we get people who are not business students as well. We all believe in entrepreneurship in all areas, and that entrepreneurship requires all kinds of backgrounds. So we always love when we can get people from other majors and backgrounds as well.
So what does a meeting look like?
For the Entrepreneurship Club?
Yeah.
So typically we come together. Right now we are meeting on Thursdays at 5 for any students listening out there in Siemens Hall 108. But we come together. I would say right now it's about 10 of us who are consistently there. And right now we've been rebuilding a little bit from COVID and seeing what these years are going to look like. We just had a group come back from an event called Startup Weekend down in Southern California in Irvine. Yeah, so we used to have Startup Weekend up here.
Did you guys win any prizes for that one?
I don't think that they did. I unfortunately wasn't able to go. I don't think that they did, but the purpose of going this time was more to experience one. We used to have them up here, but unfortunately during COVID they got postponed and none of us have the institutional memory anymore. So we sent some people down there to kind of see what it's like and be able to reproduce it back up here and bring that to our students and community.
So how does the E-Club participate with the chamber?
So we help out in pretty much any way that we can. For example, when Gloria was in here earlier, I jumped on the ticket booth for her and was helping people get in, helping sell raffle tickets. We also come, we mix with people, we get to know the local entrepreneurs as well, and participate in all the great things that the chamber has to offer, as well as just supporting, being an extra set of hands, helping them promote events and that kind of thing as well.
Well, thank you so much, Logan, for letting everybody know about what's going on with the Cal Poly E-Club and, that it is available to not just Cal Poly students. That's very impressive. So we're about to take a break. I'm Talvi Freed, and this is KZZH. You're listening to Thursday Night Talk, so we'll be right back. Welcome back to Thursday Night Talks. I'm your local host, Talvi Freed, and we are live from the Arcata Chamber of Commerce monthly mixer right here at our studios at Access Humboldt, where we're hosting the Chamber Mixer. They are having their meeting right now, though there's still time to come join in. There's food, beverages, all sorts of snacks. It happens to be on the CR campus, for those who are unaware. And we've got John Gallum here. Yes, me and John are friends. So I like how Matt's producer is like, hey, like we all know that next to hosts. I've also got Greg Foster here next to me, who's just involved in everything and happens to also be on the board for Access Humboldt, part of REDAC, part of.
I'm in the same Rotary Club as John.
And you're in the same Rotary Club as John. You're also president of the
Eureka Theater.
Eureka Theater, and what else is there? The airplane stuff. You're an airplane nerd too. Yeah. And what else is? Oh yeah,
he's got flowers in his yard.
And he's got flowers in his yard. So if
in
you
his
ever,
spare time.
Yeah.
I'm on the board of the new Redwood Coast Chamber Foundation that just got launched with the Eureka Theater. So the Eureka Chamber. So
that's right. All right, so let's go with Rotary then.
Great.
John, what's going on with Rotary?
Well,
you're on Sunrise.
Yes, Arcata Sunrise Rotary.
Yes.
And actually, if folks aren't aware, there are 8 Rotary clubs in Humboldt County. Yeah, from Garberville to there's actually one in Crescent City as well. So wherever you are, there's a Rotary club. And one of the things we're really working on right now is diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're trying to kind of dispel the myth that we're a bunch of old white guys. Many of us are.
The evidence in front of you notwithstanding that.
But we are taking a lot of steps to be more diverse in the club and work with everybody in the community. We do local service projects. We do international service projects. If you Google Rotary and the town you live in, you'll probably get a website for your local club and with information about when and where they meet. And you're always welcome to stop in and check out a Rotary meeting. And one of the things I like about Rotary is that every club you go to is going to be a little bit different.
Definitely.
So, yeah, try a couple of different clubs.
In our case, a lot bit different.
Yes,
John,
a lot bit different. Yes.
John, do you have a role, say a royalty kind of role in Rotary coming up?
No, we don't.
You
no,
do.
I'm not
You do,
like the
though.
Grand Emperor or something. No,
The
don't
Grand
do that.
Poobah?
No.
What was the old one in the Flintstones?
Okay.
The Grand Poobah with the elk? Or...
No,
we don't.
not that much pomp.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually the president-elect, so July 1st I'll become the president of our club, and
right after Oyster Fest, but
well, we were talking about that earlier,
Yeah.
and we'll definitely be there.
Okay, awesome.
And if anybody in the community has events coming up that they need help with, give us a call. We do a lot all over the community. One of the things we would love to do more of is actually hands-on projects. If we're going to be working with Black Humboldt on Juneteenth and a bunch of other festivals, setting up, cleaning up trash, all of the stuff that needs to happen behind the scenes or that make these events so much fun for folks.
So how are the Chamber and the Rotarians kind of intermingled? Like how does that work?
There's absolutely no structure that says we have to.
Right? It's fair. It just happens to be that way.
Yeah.
Two groups of good people that want to do good things.
Yeah.
So they naturally sort of run into each other.
Yeah. I think we're all, like, somebody suggested recently that if we want to find people to join our club, when we're out doing something in the community, to look left and look right and see the people who are there. And if they're not Rotarians, maybe they ought to be.
Right. I was going to ask, like, how's your outreach methods for finding a diverse group?
It's a lot of word of mouth, but one of the things we want to do with our hands-on projects is we've got T-shirts that say Rotarian at Work, Ask Me About Rotary. We just actually started something recently where every member of our club will have some business cards, and if they're talking to somebody and it seems like they might be somebody that would contribute to our Rotary Club, hand them this ticket. It says, "Let me buy you breakfast." You come to a meeting. It's just a kind of a tangible way with hours and location. So if you're really interested, here's the place. And so when everybody in the club has one of those, two of those in their pocket, it's just a little bit more top of mind that we talk about talking to folks. But, you know, we all know the people we know. And one of the things we're really working on is reaching beyond the people we already know. So if you don't know any Rotarians and what your image of Rotary is in black and white, that's not who we are anymore.
Right.
So
right.
we're that's the main word we're trying to get out right now, is that that we're not your grandfather's Rotary Club.
Nope.
So.
And my grandfather was a Rotarian.
Yes. He was in black and white, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, from what I remember. Yes, exactly. Yeah, he was a charter member of the Rotary Club of Guerneville in 1931.
Wow.
Guerneville.
Yeah.
That must have been a wild time out there.
It was. It was a fun place.
Sorry, I gotta make sure I win some raffles.
Oh, there you go. It's raffle time. So
did
yeah.
you have anything to add about the Rotarian world? Because you have so many different things that you could talk about right now. Just as a
I could. I've been a member of the Sunrise Rotary in Arcata. We meet Fridays at 7 a.m. Since 1995, and I was their president 99 2000. That was a long time ago. And you know, the motto of Rotary is service above self, and it really is about going out there and finding good projects, whether we support them financially or support them hands-on. And if you go around in Arcata or anywhere around here, you'll see a lot of signs out that, you know, like this park, this whatever was done by Rotary. And we do a lot of work with the Rotary Foundation on polio eradication nationwide or worldwide. And it's a great organization, and John's right. It's completely changed from that notion of your grandfather's Rotary, which was started in 1905 as a sort of businessmen's group. Yeah. It started with 4 guys in Chicago, and it was in 1989 when the Supreme Court ruled that they had to let women in, and our
wait, what year was that?
1989. So it was pretty recent. Yeah. Our club started in 92 and was started by a man by the name of Jim Hamby and others. He was a professor up at Humboldt State, and we've always been pretty diverse in terms of gender, and now I think we're doing even better with a lot of the other kinds of outreach, because it really does. It really does take everybody to work together on this, and we're just there to do good things and have fun, which is kind of hard to do at 7 a.m. in the morning, but we still do it. I'm not a morning person, so I come in grumpy, but coffee gets thrown in, and then I'm ready to go.
And there's often bacon.
Yeah, and there's often
Sometimes.
bacon. Bacon helps.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I used to be the
you were there, yeah.
I was there.
Yeah,
I was
there.
the catering person.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it because you guys would let me participate in your raffles, and
Oh, there you
obviously
go.
I'm a big raffle person, and I
There you
won
go.
quite a few times.
Perfect.
No, I did make notes for every chef that we had to make sure that there was bacon for you guys.
Good.
Not sure if they listened, because that was years and years ago
Bacon's
that I did
important.
that.
Bacon's
Yes.
important.
Any final words for Rotary or any other projects?
I got
that
nothing
you're
else
working
on Rotary. Well,
let's go on the airplane stuff then, because what is going on there?
Well, so the county.
wanna know.
So I'm not as involved in the airplane stuff anymore. The county's taken that over, but I can tell you that their big recruitment right now that the county is doing is for Alaska Airlines to Seattle, and we've had, back when I was involved in the airport stuff, that we had a number of good talks with them and the airport in Seattle. So we're pretty excited that might come to fruition in the next year or so. But nationwide, the biggest problem with the airlines right now is that the lack of pilots. So anybody out there want to be a pilot? Go out and do it. Yeah, there you go. Go out and do it. This is the time to do it.
Which is really difficult here in Humboldt County to become a pilot. It's one of the most expensive places. And also there wasn't a lot of structure through Cal Poly to do that, though the library now possesses a accredited simulator.
It
so
does.
you can get actual flight hours for technically free. You don't have to be a student to use it, which is going to help a lot of people actually reach that dream,
excellent.
because it is a huge cost to even do an hourly flight school program.
Yeah, no, it really is. And Dave Marshall up at Cal Poly and the Aviation Club are doing a great job at building that. And in fact, they're going to have an aviation day out at Murray Field on April 29th, and you can learn more about their programs there.
Yeah, I will,
and
that sounds cool.
Yeah, it's super fun. Super fun.
Yeah.
So I'm still a nav geek, as they say, and I still watch the industry, and I send suggestions to the county about things I think they should be doing. But But that's sort of their gig now. After I did it for 19 years, so it's time to pass it on to someone else, I guess.
Yeah, eventually you got to be like, I got to do something else.
Yeah, I guess
I don't know. It's kind of the cool thing to feel.
No, I'd like to be back in the biz. Yeah.
If you're Greg, I need to do 7 other things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much
Sure.
for both of you. We're gonna get to. I guess. Are we talking to Sean? Yeah, Sean. I guess we're not. Sean's running away. This is a very live program with several people.
Yeah, we are on the air, Sean.
So who wants to give up their spot at this?
I will. Thank you very much,
Yes,
Talvi.
thank you both
Always a
so
pleasure.
All right, it's all you, Sean.
Nope, we don't have Sean. We have Luke.
I'll join Luke.
And we've got Sean. So Sean is he's the Grand Puma of the Arcata,
I'm
of the
executive
Access
director.
Humboldt, executive director of Access Humboldt. I should know this because I'm on the board too.
Thank you, Talvi. You're a great board member.
So I try. And Luke,
Hi.
apologies, what is your last name again?
My last name is Kennedy, Luke Kennedy.
And you represent?
I represent the Entrepreneur Club at Cal Poly Humboldt. I think you guys already spoke to Logan, huh?
We did, but that's okay because everybody, especially part of that group, you're all entrepreneurs, which means you're all involved kind of in your own activities while supporting each other.
Yes, he's new venture management, and I'm the accounting person in the club.
Which we definitely need more accountants in Humboldt County if you paid attention to everything going on in the last few years.
Yes, the opportunity is vast. It's very easy to get a job or an internship as an accountant student here, just because it's not very competitive at all.
Yeah. Well, now that you've said that, everybody's going to go into accounting, and now it's going to become very competitive. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I don't mind.
Yes,
I could use the competition. I'll tell you what, they need accountants. It's a lot of the students here at Cal Poly Humboldt are not very competitive. As far as
interesting take.
Not a diss at my peers. So
but
it
didn't come across like that at all.
Other business students, please do not hate on me for this.
You mean they're not into competition
with accounting?
They're
in
not,
particular.
Accounting in particular. Also, just in business jobs in general, they're not very ambitious. And they can use some more competitive drive, especially compared to other schools. I know like other business students at other schools are so much more competitive. They care about the jobs, they care about getting opportunities, and students here they don't seem to care that much.
That is a very interesting take.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about it because I'm new to school here. Yeah. And that's just like one of the first things I noticed.
Well, there you go. I mean, being a member of the Entrepreneur Club, you can help spark that fire under people, and
that's my goal.
That's awesome.
I want to spark that fire. I want them to be more focused on their career and getting a good job because.
Yes, thank you so much, Luke.
Yeah.
And Sean, we don't have too much time left, so I do want to be able to talk a bit about Access Humboldt in general. But first, we've got Michael Sherman. I know this. And you are the a coach, life coach.
Yeah, I'm a life coach. I do psychotherapeutic coaching. So I'm not doing stuff that's overly medical or psychiatric. I'm dealing with people who want to really improve their lives, really connect to their depth. And the main technique that I'm working with people is called mirroring, which is a transformational communication practice that focuses on people being heard, or focuses them on how to articulate what they're really feeling so they move up the emotional scale and create an ongoing state of well-being about themselves.
So what exactly would mirroring be? Is it like the theater method?
Would you like to practice?
Sure.
Okay.
We don't have too much time, but let's practice real quick.
How much time do we have? Like, so I know, 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
So here, say this exactly back as I offer you.
Okay.
It's really good to do radio.
It's really good to do radio.
Because I'm in my zone.
Because I'm in my zone.
And I get to meet new people like Michael.
And
now I feel better about everything.
And
everybody gets to hear it.
And everybody gets to hear it.
Just take a breath into that. That's a really fast version of a
That is a really quick version. I was like, oh, interesting.
But you had a little bit of a laugh and a release. And
Yeah,
all
no,
that.
that's like, okay.
Okay.
Gotta do that before the show. Just me and the producer.
There
be
you go.
We gotta repeat after ourselves. This is gonna be a good show with no technical difficulties. It's just gonna be wonderful, which I can only hope. Any final words for everybody out
Doing
there?
a class every second Thursday of the month at the Fit Coast in Sunnybray. Monthly mirroring class, May 11th is when it starts.
Fantastic. Thank you so much,
Thank
Michael.
you guys. I appreciate
I feel
it.
bad we snuck you in at the end, but
You got it done.
we got it done very
Congratulations.
quickly. Yeah, so now I've got Sean and Mo and Harper, right?
Harper Desir.
Harper Desir, yes. And so pretty much it's almost like we have a quorum for a board meeting. Sean, do you want to have a couple of minutes just to let people know what's going on within Access Humboldt, and then Mo will end with you.
Well,
Do you want a question?
there's a lot going on
There's
at
a lot
Access
going on.
Humboldt. Today we're hosting the Arcata Chamber of Commerce Mixer.
Yes, we are.
And so you've had a lot of guests come through here for that, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's a record
Yeah.
for number of guests.
Yeah, very exciting.
Any show. Yeah.
And it's kind of a cool example of having a live media outlet for local voices,
Mm-hmm.
you know, how people can get excited and make use of that and share a lot of knowledge in a very short period. So that's what Access Humboldt is about. I guess, you know,
That's one thing people don't know. They can be sitting here just like I am doing this. It doesn't cost anything. Well, maybe a membership fee, which we'll talk about.
Yeah, but I think it's just important for people to know that's what we're here for, that we invite every voice in the community to come and be heard. And our job is to help you have your voice, you know, be as good as it can be, reaching the community and to hear other voices in the community. That's a pretty general statement, but
I know. Now let's get into the legalese aspect of it all. No, we'll save that. Though all members are welcome to any board meeting. They're all open, right?
that's right. We have an open, transparent process. Our goal is to let people know what we're doing, and if you feel we're doing something wrong, let us know. Maybe we are, and we need to fix it, or maybe you don't understand what we're trying to do. Either way, we want to hear from people, and we want to be responsive.
Thank you, Sean, for a little bit of a briefness of that. Mo.
Yeah, I'm talking about our chamber ideas, right?
Yeah, I guess how Access Humboldt and the Chamber are being integrated now with each other a little bit. Not
Yeah.
like full.
So we got put on to the idea of getting involved because we have some board members who are ambassadors. And the idea was really, let's talk to the chamber community, see what they need. It's mainly business owners. There's a lot of organizations too. But the idea is we're going to make a training that's specific for the chamber and really help folks get familiar with media production and local resources, curate communications with their audiences, and then also on a media literacy side of things, create messaging that is socially supportive of the North Coast.
Yeah.
And so we're non-commercial, but I think there is an outlet for our community and our community businesses to voice themselves in our community sphere. And so that's the idea, that you'll take the training and you'll know how to implement and send messaging out to your community in ways that it's appropriate and like, you know, some good media production skills.
Am I doing my outro now? Is that the music for it? I have 1 minute till full. Okay. Well, thank you, Mo.
Yeah.
I wish we could have brought you in a little earlier, though we got caught up
Yeah.
in
So I guess I'll just
other
say
things.
that if you are listening and you're a chamber member, take our survey and we'll know how to curate this training to hit the specific needs that the chamber members need.
And I feel like we're working on something about like a free membership for chamber members.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Access Humboldt, which that's definitely a bonus.
So take the training, get the
Yes.
skills, and then you'll have a membership, and then you'll have all the resources at your dispense over here at the CMC, at CR.
Yes, I love this. And that's about all the time we have today. I'd like to thank everyone who stepped in here. Kate B. Kenhanick, Matthew... No, Matthew never stepped in, but that's okay. Hi, Matthew. Valerie Years, Gloria Baker, who is Operation Manager for Arcata Chamber, Amy Fowler, Megan Riley, Logan Rosselli. We had Michael Schaifman. Email us at kzzh@accesshumboldt.net if you have any ideas. If you want to comment on anything, watch the show on Access Humboldt's YouTube channel or on Channel 12 all throughout the weekend so you can see everybody's shiny, happy faces. Again, I'm Talvi Freed, and this is Thursday Night Talks. Woo!